Hey guys, welcome to Skyline Motions, and in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to create this type of simple text animation in DaVinci Resolve 15. So let's have a look and get started. Alright, so first of all we have to take a new project, so click on this new project and let's call it text animation and click on create. Alright, so now we have to change some settings, so click on this setting button and change this timeline frame rate 24 to 30 fps and set this playback frame rate 30 fps and set the size 1920 by 1080 and go to this optimize media and render cache and check this box and this one also for a smooth render preview and click on save. Alright, so now we have to take a solid color, so just go to toolbox, click on generator and here is solid color. So just drag this solid color to the timeline and now let's set the duration of this solid color maybe around 4 seconds. So just drag this solid color something like that and right click on solid color and click on new compound clip and create a compound clip and let's call it text and click on create and then click on this fusion tab and here we get these nodes. So right click and go to arrange tool and check this box to turn on the grid snap and delete this media in and drag this media out over here. Now we have to take a background node, so click on this background button and add a background and drag this background to the viewer and right click on background and click rename and rename it to BG and hit enter. Now we have to take a paint node, so select this background, hit Ctrl plus a space bar for search box and search for paint node. So this is our paint node, hit add and drag this paint to the viewer and now right click on preview window and go to guide and check this box, show guide. Okay, and now we have to take a text node, so click on this text button and add a text node, drag this text to the viewer and type anything whatever you want to type. So I'm typing motion and you can choose any type of font style, but I'm using Century Gothic and set the size of this text maybe 0.26 and hit enter. Alright, now we have to create a rectangular stroke animation around this text. So just drag this paint node to the viewer and then take a merge node, so click on this merge button and connect this yellow point to this paint node and green point to this text one and drag this merge one to the viewer. Now select this paint node and click on this polyline stroke and right click over here and here is polyline stroke 1 polyline and here is create. So create a rectangle and hit OK. Now let's increase the size of this preview window and let's pick a color maybe yellow. Okay, and let's minimize this apply control and expand this brush control and click on this square. Okay, and set the thickness of this stroke 0.0085 and now select these both control point and press shift and arrow key and set this over here and select these two control point also and hold shift and up arrow key and set this over here. Now select these two control point, hold shift and drag it over here and select these two control point also, hold shift and drag it over here. Basically set this stroke according to your text. Okay, maybe set this brush thickness 0.08. Okay, now let's animate this stroke. So just close this brush control and expand this stroke control. So set this value maybe 0.8 and hit enter. Okay, and set this start value 0.4 and hit enter. So now it's looking something like that. And now let's animate this. So go to around 90 frame, which is equal to 3 seconds and right click on a start, click on animate and go to beginning of this animation and set this start value maybe around 0.8 and hit enter. So now we have a stroke animation, something like that. All right, now let's increase the size of this. Okay, now select this paint and go to your spline window and check this paint one and click on this fit button and select this keyframe. Hit S on the keyboard to smooth and hold this handle and create a curve, something like that. So now we have a smooth animation. Okay, now close this and close this spline window. And now let's create a duplicate of this paint node. So just select this and hit Ctrl C to copy and hit Ctrl V to paste and connect this yellow point to the output of this background and drag this paint to the viewer. Okay, and now let's detach this for a second and take a merge node and let's merge this both paint node. So just select this yellow point to this and green point to this and drag this merge to the viewer. And now let's take a transform node for this paint. So just select this and click on this transform button to add a transform node and select this transform and let's flip this shape. So just click on flip vertically. Okay, and now select this background and let's make it transparent. So just select this background and set this alpha 0. So now we have a animation, something like that. Okay, now let's animate this text one. Okay, so let's create matte node first. So just take this background node, let's call it matte and hit enter and select this and take a rectangle mask for this matte. So just select this and click on this rectangle mask and select this rectangle and create a rectangle mask according to this yellow line. Okay, and drag this matte to the viewer. So now we have a shape, something like that. And now connect this yellow point with this matte and drag this merge one to the viewer. And now select this merge and go to your inspector tab and here is operator. So change this over to in. Now select this rectangle and let's set this rectangle over here. Okay, so let's create a duplicate of these nodes. So just select this, hit Ctrl C to copy and paste it over here by pressing Ctrl V. Okay, and now let's merge these both text. So take a merge node and connect this yellow point to this merge one and green point to this merge and drag this merge 3 to the viewer. So now select this rectangle and drag this rectangle mask over here. So as you can see, this is the half portion of this text and this one the half portion of this text. And now we have a complete text. Okay, now let's animate this. So just go to around 90 frame, which is equal to 3 seconds, and select this text and click on this layout and right click on center, click on animate and select this text also. Go to layout and right click on center, click on animate and go to very beginning of this animation and select this text and drag it over here and select this text and drag this on left side. Okay, and now we have animation, something like that. Okay, and now click on this spline window and click on this 3 dot and click on this select one tool. Okay, and click on fit button, select this keyframe, hit S to smooth, hold this handle and create a curve, something like that, and check this text also. Click on fit and select this keyframe, hit S on the keyboard to smooth and hold this handle and create a curve, something like that. Okay, now close this spline window and now let's play this. So now we have a smooth animation. Okay, now let's merge this text and this stroke. So take a merge node and connect this yellow point with this merge 2 and green point to this merge 3 and drag this merge 4 to the viewer. Okay, and hold Alt on the keyboard and create a junction. So now we have animation something like that. So now we have to take another text node for this section. So let's create another text. So click on this text button and add a text node and drag this to the viewer and type a second text, whatever you want to type. So I'm typing title and choose your font style. So I'm using Century Gothic. And now let's take a merge node and connect this yellow point to this merge 4 and green point to this text and drag this merge 5 to the viewer. Now select this text and set it over here and set the size of this text something like show. Okay, and set the tracking value maybe 1.5. Okay, now let's animate this text also. So we have to take a matte node. So just take a background and let's call it matte 2 actually, and hit enter. And select this matte and click on this rectangular mask and add a mask and set this mask according to this text. Okay, and now let's merge this matte with this text. So just deattach this for a second and take a merge node and connect this yellow point with this matte and green point to this text and drag this merge to the viewer and select this merge and change this operator over to in. And now let's animate this. So go to around 90 frame, which is equal to 3 seconds, and select this text 2 and click on this layout tab and right click on center, click on animate and go to around 30 frame, maybe on 1 second, and drag this text over here. So now we have a animation something like that. Okay, now let's merge this. So connect this green point to this merge and drag this merge 5 to the viewer. And now click on this spline window and check this text 2, click on fit button, select this keyframe, hit S on the keyboard to smooth and hold this handle and create a curve something like that, and close this spline window and click on fit. Now we have to take a final transform node. So just select this merge and click on this transform button and drag this transform to the viewer, and let's down the size a bit, maybe around 0.85, and hit enter. Okay, so now it's almost done. So let's connect this media out with this transform. So connect the output of this transform with this media out, and now click on edit tab and our text animation is ready. So now let's play this. Okay, so it's looking nice. Okay, now select this text layer and hit Ctrl C to copy and create a duplicate of this. So just hit Ctrl V to paste and select this second one and right click and click on change clip a speed and check this reverse a speed and click on change. Okay, now let's play this. Alright, so it's looking nice. And now let's apply this text on a background. So just select this both layer and drag it. Okay, now let's import an image. So go to your folder and this is our image, and this image is downloaded from pixabay.com and link given in the description. So go to the link and download this image if you want, and just select this image and drag and drop to your timeline and set this image according to the text. And let's fit this image. And now let's do some adjustment with this image. So just hide this upper layer and right click on this image layer and click on this new fusion clip, and then go to your fusion tab and select this media in and click on this transform button to add a transform. And let's create a scale animation. So and go to the end of this animation and right click on size, click on animate and go to the beginning of this animation and set the size maybe 1.2 and hit enter. So now we have a zoom out animation. Okay, now let's do some color adjustment. So just select this transform and click on this button to add a color corrector node. Okay, and here is gain value. So set this gain maybe around 0.5 and hit enter, and then go to your edit tab and let's enable this layer. And now it's almost done. So let's check this animation. Alright, so it's looking awesome, and that's all for this tutorial guys. I hope you like it. So I will see you in next tutorial. Till then, bye bye.